Well, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time you're listening. I was asked to show some of these cards. These are different decks that I have. Not all the decks I have. I've bought some decks that I really just truly don't even like at all. Now, this deck in particular is called the Hidden Realm. And I find this one fascinating because all of the cards, other than the aces, are people. And the author of the book suggests going into each, meditating on each card and getting to know the person in the card to learn the true meanings of the card. And I thought that was kind of interesting. This deck is called the Gilded Tarot deck. And I love these. These are what I actually learned on, or my very first deck I purchased. It comes with a book. I do recommend, especially in the beginning and depending on how much you want to use them, to get ones with books if they have them. They don't all have them, but I think it's a great way to learn different meanings and to see different things in the cards and to get just some ideas on how they're used. This deck is the Gilded Tarot Royale. Now, this is actually the deck that I'm really attached to right now. Other than the Rider White, I'm using this one for readings. I feel like it has a little more depth than the original Gilded Tarot. I don't want to have the shiny, but I'm not finding funny how I'm not finding a great card, but the the pictures are of course a lot different than the Rider White. What I have learned recently, I took a workshop, and what I found that is very important is the depth within the card, because sometimes when you're reading, it's really kind of nice to be able to look at the depth like we talked about in my last video. So this is called the Black Cat, and I use this a lot, as you can see by the worn edges. I do like this one. I feel like it's even though the cats are cute and all of that, I still feel like there is some seriousness, and it's not, I can read with this one pretty easily. Actually, I do take it very seriously, that one. Now, this is the Steampunk, and I find this one kind of fun too. I used it for a while, not quite as much as the Black Cat. But if you like steampunk, these really make sense. This also came with the book. The Black Cat did not. So that always helps when it has the book. The next one I bought, this one did not have a book, and it's the Ghost Tarot. And I almost wish it did, because there is some really unique things that I have found in this deck. I do like it, and each one has a ghost. I mean, like, this is the Ten of Cups. And talk about a different than any Ten of Cup you've ever seen. It's got actually death in the background there. So there is definitely some depth here, and I find it very interesting. So it's kind of fun. And then, honestly, I cannot remember for the life of me what this deck is called. Here's the back of it. But this one is quite the deck. I feel like the pictures can be really, they're pretty. I don't know. It's different. I really like it. I do like it. It's completely different. I've used it quite a bit, but I don't find that I'm quite as intuitive with it. I do feel like this one is definitely more of a relationship. That's the Ace of Cups type deck. There is some definitely very, very, very sexual cards in here that I feel. I mean, that's the Nine of Cups, and I feel like that's very sexual, but I think there's a lot in there. So I use it for relationship readings. Now, this one I've never used. I can't get a grip on it. It is, I thought it was interesting. It is the, oh golly, Sherlock Holmes. And I think what I struggled with is it was like relearning, because instead of death, it's the gallows. And there's no eight cups, wands. They have different thing, so I kind of just shied away from it altogether. Now, this one might be kind of fun to use if you are, looking into crimes, like literally trying to read on crimes and trying to investigate that. That one might be fun. I haven't really looked into that, so that might be a way to use it. It does come with a book, though, so you can review the different suits. Now, this is the Starman Tarot, and it's wild. There is so much detail in these that it overwhelms me a little bit. It overwhelms my senses. This came with a book. A lot of the cards have really different meanings. It's his look on life as well. It's not just about the tarot meanings, but how he views life, which is very interesting. This artist was the artist for David Bowie, and I think he's got some really good ways. What I really like this deck for is for cards of the day, for action items, because the meanings that come along with these cards are very easily used for actions, like do this or don't do that. So that is some of the cards I have. They're the ones I've used the most, or I find the most interesting. Some of the other ones are very basic, like literally have 10 wands on there, or 10, 5 wands. There's no real art involved. But I do like the art of the tarot in general. But seeing them all together, you can kind of see the difference. I have the Fools up on all of them. So I think, other than this one, because I don't know which one the Fool is. But yeah, and this is the Rider White, of course, the traditional type of deck. Now, I did purchase this one, which is the Radiant Wise Spirit deck. And I like this one because this is what the other one looks like. And I just have a single card here, but I like the color and the feel of this card. This one feels like cardboard and to me doesn't have depth, where this one I feel like it's glossy and the colors are a little more vibrant. So they're just a little easier for me to read personally. That's a personal thing for me. So, and that's really all I have on the decks, but just some fun things. And what we'll do is when we're going through, we have, we can do as many of these as you want, but I will use some of these cards when we're doing spreads and talking about how to read them.